Hey everybody, welcome to another recap of Survivor, Heroes versus Villains. Last week was the stupidest move in the game. Boston Rob was sent home. Alright, don't get all excited. Villains. Russell is pretty confident. He thinks he's running the whole show, and nobody's going to deter him from being king of Survivor. Jerri and Coach, however, are feeling bad that they got rid of Boston Rob because they're really realizing it was a stupid move because now they're just going to get decimated until the merge, and even after that as well. So it's time for the heroes' take. Well, there was an immunity idol clue last week that they never really started looking for until now, and JT took it upon himself to go looking for it, even though they were all supposed to look for it together and keep it out in the open. So he finds it, and he's thinking about keeping it for himself, but then Amanda shows up and she's like, "You found it?" Yes, he found it because he's a sneaky snake and you cannot trust him. And then Candace finds out, and then JT finally decides to tell everybody he's got it because he thinks they'll all trust him then or whatever. No. I think Amanda and Candace know that they should not be trusting you, JT. They've been burned already. Alright, so the villains, thinking that it's the merge, bring everything in their camp almost to the reward challenge. Stupid, because it's not the merge. Drop your expectations, not your buffs. Alright, so the reward challenge this week is for a giant pizza party with beer and brownies. And it's Survivor one-on-one bowling. So they're going to be matched up one-on-one. Each person gets 2 rolls, and the person who wins that frame wins a point for their tribe, and whose ever tribe gets to 3 points first wins the feast. Well, Sandra and Courtney are sitting out. Stupid move, yeah, because now they're going to have to play in the immunity challenge. Russell, well, no, let's start with the heroes scored the first 2 points. So the villains are already in trouble. But then saving them from losing was Russell. And he scored 1 point for the villains, but it wasn't enough because it came down to Coach versus Amanda, and Amanda won it by 1 pin for the heroes. So the heroes get their feast, and the villains get sent back to their camp to rebuild it because, I mean, they brought everything. The tarps and everything. So, mistakenly, the heroes think that the villains have an all-girl alliance. And Russell's very excited by this because he thinks that it's going to be an advantage for him because they're going to tell him how they're going to vote because they're going to want him as the swing vote. And the heroes are excited about this because they think they're going to get Russell. So everybody seems to be excited about this all-girl alliance that doesn't even exist. Stupid mistake sitting Sandra and Courtney out, and Jerri makes a big stink about it at the villains camp right in front of Sandra and Courtney. So, yeah, there's a little dissension over in the villains tribe, and Sandra's pretty pissed off, so she's going to do her best to get back at Coach. And she figures the smartest way to get back at Coach is to get him voted off. And the easiest way to get him voted off is just to tell Russell that Coach is talking smack about him. So Russell totally bought it. Russell is Mr. Paranoia. If you tell Russell something, he's going to believe you, and if he gets it in his mind, he's going to make it happen. So now all of a sudden, he wants to get rid of Coach. Well, it's time for the immunity challenge. This was the one where you're belted together in pairs and you have to go through this mud obstacle course to get a flag and bring it back. But the first tribe to get 2 points wins. So Jerri and Danielle have to sit out on this one. The first point goes to the heroes because Russell and Sandra were painfully slow. I mean, I don't think it was just Sandra that was slow. Russell just couldn't fit his fat little body under the obstacles that quickly. So then it was one-on-one because they had uneven numbers. So it was Coach versus Rupert. and Coach pulled it out by a hair, so it was tied 1-1. But the heroes came back and won immunity because Courtney and Parvati were freaking slow. They haven't eaten in like a week. So Coach wants Russell or Courtney gone. He thinks, well, maybe Russell because he's strong, maybe Courtney because she's weak. But Russell wants Coach out. So Danielle's having a little fit because she doesn't think it's a good idea to get rid of Coach yet. And Russell has a change of heart, and he says, well, maybe we should get rid of Courtney, and then, well, you'll see what happens. At Tribal Council, Jeff wants to know if you dummies have any regrets for getting rid of Tyson and Rob, because you totally should have them because it was a stupid move. And everybody, well, it is what it is, Jeff. So except for Courtney, who was like, I didn't vote either of those guys off, so don't be talking to me, Jeffrey. So Coach is pissed that he's being blamed for the whole sitting out of Courtney and Sandra, and he clears that up for everyone. But it's too late because it's time for the vote. And I loved when Courtney went up and gave her vote. She said that Coach was a lunatic and nice feather. I was in the beginning of this Survivor, I was rooting for Coach to win. But after the stupid move last week, I think I don't like him that much anymore. So Coach is voted off by 4 votes. And he is also the first jury member. Karma. Yeah, and did everyone notice that Russell actually voted for Courtney? So now when it comes, if he makes it to the end, which I have my doubts, he can say that he didn't vote for Coach to be eliminated. He was the 3rd vote to keep Coach and get rid of Courtney. All right, so next week, JT may make the stupidest move ever in 20 seasons of Survivor. Till next week, much love.